your family loses its respect within the society. Unless the truth, you find out the truth and you granted clemency, your name is cleared, then you have respect. That is it. We are just asking for him, one, to be reburied. Because we have done our own little fact finding. He was shot, thrown into a grave, mass burial, acid was poured on them. You get what I'm saying? And then, what do you want us to say? To start clapping hands for anybody that did that to your father? Even if it's you, what would you do? Would you go and clap for that person that has done well because he owns the world? Only if you're not the true son of your father. And to be very honest with you, what we want is for him to be restored and reinstated and portrayed innocent.
General Domkat Bali, defense minister in Babangida's government, recently described the execution of Mamman Vatsa as regrettable. Eight other officers were executed along with Mamman Vatsa. A number of others were sentenced to life imprisonment. But was there a coup? If there was a coup, was justice done in the trial? Or was it a trial in which the military judges and judge advocates were presented with fait accompli?
Reading through my book, I made statements towards that point of view, that it looks like some people in authority, had said or had predetermined the outcome of that trial. Because I mean, if it wasn't a predetermined issue, a case like my own case, a case like Akwashiki's case, a case like Edwin West, a case like Mamman Vatsa would have not taken that turn, the turn they took. Because, for example, let me leave myself alone. Let me go to Vatsa. First they said Vatsa bribed somebody with 10,000, to carry out a coup. And I ask, what does 10,000, what role can 10,000 do in a coup? 10,000 naira is just a pittance in coup planning. 10,000, that is one. Two, it was also alleged that Mamman Vatsa gave certificates of occupancy to some officers, so that he could make coup. But the funny thing was, among some of those members of the tribunal, Vatsa also gave C of O to them. So how do you explain that? How do you explain that? The third point is, there was no hard fact, no hard evidence in the open court to really nail Vatsa. There was no hard fact. No hard fact at all. In a case concerning life and death, and so to have just picked, weak points or weak facts and add them together and kill somebody because of these weak facts, I don't think that justice was done, So I don't think justice was done. There was a miscarriage of justice in my case. in Vatsa's case, in Apachukwu's case, in Edwin West's case.
Perhaps the facts of the matter may continue to elude the public.
My husband has a problem. Maybe he doesn't speak out. He doesn't tell you most what is happening around him, except something you have to know by yourself. Maybe you asked him and asked before he said something. But he doesn't talk. He doesn't say it. He has never one day tell me he and Babangida have any deep disagreement or deep. I said even when we stayed like this, he would drove to the gate, because as time goes on in my married life, I started to notice that my husband was such a careless man. He is very free. He is very gifted. I mean, he allowed people to deal with him any way they like. But this particular man, I started to notice that he's taking too much advantage of my husband's silentness. You know, my husband doesn't talk. But that doesn't mean that if he get annoyed, it's very, very bad. But he doesn't say what. He can assume something. He keep on consuming something, you know. He doesn't open his mouth. It was me that I noticed that this man is a little bit corny. If he comes to us, he takes whatever he wants. But we don't ever take anything from him. We don't. You come to this house, if you see anything like my husband like radio or something, he will say, put it in my car. And they will put it in his car and he goes with it. If you go to their house and you see anything you like, you can't go with it. Then I start telling my husband, which kind of brother be this, I beg? He said, hey, you don't bring this here, Southern sense here. That's what my husband said. He said, hey, I don't want anybody to come and teach me what to do here. If he want anything in this house, he should go with it. He's free to go with it. That's what my husband. So I kept quiet.
What cannot be buried in history is the pain of Safia, Mamman Vatsa's widow.
They have to really make a law to cover us, the widows and fatherless children. Because, you know, as it happened to me as a wife, it happened to the children as their children. Because any child that lost the love of his father or his mother, went to check him, went not to check him, he become a problem on the country, isn't it? But if you make them and see about their welfare and see that they can grow nicely, not question for you to say you give them money. Money is good, quite all right, but there must be a contact, advice, counseling to relax their body and their brain. After all, they are human beings, isn't it? They can run out of their ways to do what Nigeria will not expect them. All right, if you treat them so badly, and suddenly, that is why they keep blocking most of these widows and fatherless children, their ways. Suddenly, you will find one day they will be in power. Then they will become more hostile to us. Because definitely I believe that those who kill like this, they have no parental care. Because anybody that have a love of a mother, a love of his father, will not think of taking another person's life easily. Because that love will be there. You understand? But when they lack of this love, and then Nigeria keep on creating more and keep, they think that by blocking their ways, not to allow them to grow or have something, will make them better or make them to sleep well. It's a lie. It's not. It is for you to make them to have something to do and forget the past, so that they can be a good mixer and understand each other and have love for their country.
That Babangida